Hakainde Hichilema and First Lady Mutinda Hichilema were among Seventh-day Adventists and members of other denominations who attended the Woodland Conference Adventist Youth Ministers Interdenominational Fellowship Service held at Government Complex in Lusaka. Addressing the congregation, President Hichilema called on young people across the country to invest at work and prioritize education as tools for personal growth and national development.
Focus on what you are doing at the moment. School, college, university. In the process of focusing, light will come through to show you the direction of what you want to excel. But in other words, there's time for everything. Your focus now must be to do that which you are engaged in and do it to the best of your abilities. And with God on your side, you will define your path easily. Sometimes moving without being conscious of what you're doing. To get there, you have to work. You have to work, indeed. You have to work. And I want to encourage you, the young Zambians, that there is joy in hard work.
The head of state outlined why government is transforming the education sector from a social service into an economic sector, one designed to empower young people to achieve their aspirations.
And we have taken a decision, I've guided cabinet that we will move education from a social sector, as some would like it to be, to an economic sector. That means it receives more attention, more resources, more things, including free education. Best investment, equalizer, inheritance. That's the support that will give you. That one sits on top to help you achieve your aspirations.
He also had words of encouragement for youth who are getting married and those in courtship, urging them to value potential, intentionality, and hard work.
We found each other when there was no success around. In the eyes of many, what they describe as success. What was there was potential. Together shows the way for any and all of us.
The president further made a donation towards a youth farming project in Shibuyunji district.
So you are talking to me, no, we want to have a project in Shibuyunji for farming, and here the president says, here is a 200,000 budget. Thank you, Mr. President. We appreciate it.
Meanwhile, SGA Southern Zambian Union Conference President Dr. Vani Mulungwe commended President Hichilema for promoting open dialogue in the ongoing constitutional amendment process.
In this process, we have chosen not to close the door, but open it wide. In this process, we have chosen dialogue over defensiveness, consultation over confrontation, listening over insisting, and unity over division.
Dr. Mulungwe added that the church continues to pray for God's guidance as the nation works through the amendment process.
Going forward, Mr. President, as we continue the process to strengthen our constitution, our prayer is that the Lord will guide every step of the way. I am appealing as one who was honored to be among the 25 who were selected. Our appeal, Mr. President, as well as many that as we fight for inclusivity and our definition of people should not be narrow. It must be broader, like the English word rules.
Delivering the men's sermon, Pastor Evans Manjimela called on young people to walk in unity and commit themselves to service in God's work.
If we are going to achieve our purpose, we need to be united in Christ. And when we are united in Christ, then together we can move towards equality. Pray for Mother Zambia that we need to be united as one.
The interdenomination of fellowship service was held under the theme Together in Christ, United in Purpose. Sakunda, the NBC News, Lusaka. Ladies of Roshan is making it home for the holidays. Celebrate the holidays. Ladies of Roshan. If you need full dentures but can't deal with the endless expensive dentist visits, you need to see this. I used to hide my mouth every.
Do you feel the amendment, Constitution Amendment Bill number 7 is a good bill or not?
I don't want to tie my response to bill number 7.
Okay.
And here is why. I will hand on the process.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, Wakalinda. How are you today?
I'm great. Snowy out here, you know. Winter, yeah. But hey, it's a great day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great day to be alive. How about that?
Yes, it is. That
Yeah.
is good. It is.
Yeah, and somebody was celebrating a happy birthday. Just in case you think we didn't notice. Happy birthday.
You never sent any messages, so we can't know.
You know, I was thinking about sending it, but you know, life got into the way. But I'm sending these felicitations to you right about now.
Thank you. Yeah, your voice is a little bit faint today.
It's a little bit faint. Let me see. Let me play around with my devices. You know what it is. Let me see here. Let's play around with our devices. I'm using. How about now?
Still the same.
Okay, let me switch. Let me see something.
Let me check. Maybe it's
How about
me.
that? God. Let me. Oh.
Let me check. Maybe it's me.
Okay. Let's do it from here. All right. No.
Okay.
Testing 1, 2.
I'm
testing.
good. All my
I'm still
settings
faint.
Still to be good.
How about now?
A little bit better. Could improve, but a little bit better. Could improve, but a little bit better.
Okay. Try something else here. Oh God. Well, let's just let's blame it on the cold weather, shall we?
It's the cold weather.
Blame it on the It's a cold weather doing numbers on me here. How about that?
Okay,
I mean,
that's fine. It will improve maybe during the course of the program. But in any case,
okay, all right.
thank you for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Red Tag Podcast, broadcasting live from Ontario, Canada, HQ here, and of course we got Voice That Matters by Kalinda that's joining us from the US, and of course we've got so many topics to tackle today. We just mentioned briefly a few, just to bring everybody up to speed. Of course, we're going to talk about the presser, that the president had, and of course, what are the key takeaways that everybody will have to contribute there, and of course, the Oasis Forum, and of course, the opposition PF leading this, so-called church prayers, which I think they were just talking politics. And of course, we saw the resurface of our very own Vamunineni. Kambwili resurfaced suddenly. He did his first interview after years. And of course, we all know what that that interview was all about. And our sister Tasila Lungu has lost her seat. And I think we're going to dive into that one and see, the implications. I mean, is the government wrong? I mean, is it just following procedures and following the, ECZ Act, what it says on that matter? Well, all those things. Over to you, Vakalinda.
All right. So I think I like to dive into this Tasila Lungu spectacle. I mean, I don't even know why we're even talking about it. I mean, all we have to do is pull out parliamentary proceedings and rule. Or in other words, what does the electoral commission say on this particular issue? If
Mhm,
somebody is away for more than 3 months, that seat is declared vacant.
mhm,
It doesn't matter. But we gave I mean, I'd like to call her. I mean, Shaniqua Shinene or whatever you call her in Zambia now. I ask you here, we call her Shaniqua Shinene. Um, you call her Tasila Lungu, Forest, whatever, 227 from Cinda, whatever name she carries. Big Buyer Bank. What all those. I mean, what's so special about her?
mhm,
Well, because she's a former, first kid or whatever, the president's child. Come on now, your father is not here. And like my Korean friends here say that, the living have to continue living. The father is gone. I mean, well, I don't know if he's gone. I haven't seen the body. We just had an announcement. So we don't know anyway because of this. Malukula. No, that's a story for another day. Anyway, the truth of the matter is that I think Parliament, the Speaker, followed the laws to the letter. I mean, let's just come to a realization. I mean, I'm talking to the peer. You come to the realization, people, that you are not in government. Okay, your government was that one without laws, that you never followed the laws of the land. And now we have a government that follows the laws of the land to the letter. You know, it's done. Tasila is gone. I mean, for all you know. I mean, there are already rumors she's not even in. She left her father rotting in a mortuary in South Africa. She's out here living her best life in the US. I mean, come on, people. When are you gonna wake up? Smell the coffee. For right now, I'll stop there. About Tuesday. You come in with your thoughts, but to me, really, this is much due about nothing. Period. I leave it up to you. Uh-uh. Back to Lucy, are you here? What has happened? Am I speaking to myself? I guess I should continue. So
give
anyway,
me 1 minute. I'm just trying to do something on the volume. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
okay, no problem. Should I continue talking? Maybe not. North London forever.
Okay, let's try this.
North London forever.
Oh, much better.
Oh, so it wasn't me. Okay.
Yeah, it was this side. This side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Because I was like, I just bought this my Bluetooth. I changed it last week because I was having issues with it. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. So you've raised valid points there. Valid points, and of course, looking at the issue of Tasila Lungu itself. There's no way she would have just stayed for whenever she wanted. Then she would have just come back whenever, even after 10 years.
Yes.
Does that really make sense? Because I'm hearing
No,
all these comments say, from everybody, oh no, HH is a bad man, all this European government is cruel. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so if the roles were reversed, so you would have just let her stay away for 10 years, 5 years, and the constituency will just have been without an MP for that long? Like, I don't understand the reasoning behind all these complaints, because the government has to go on, may he so rest in peace, but Edgar Lungu, he's passed on, but
if he's dead,
if he's still alive, he's dead also, but the war is not gonna stop because of one man.
Absolutely not.
And the government systems need to continue to operate. And how are the people of Chawama going to enjoy all these benefits, all the increment of CDF that is there now? How are they going to access all these things? How are they going to get new clinics, new hospitals, new schools? If their leader is not there, the person that represents them in parliament is not there to speak on their behalf. So I don't understand all this, saying that HH is a bad man. And besides that, it's not HH's decision. It's got nothing to do with it. This is the ECZ itself. You see, because there's a specific time period in which somebody can stay away, from his from his constituency, and to make even things a little bit even I don't know better. I think they even gave her a leeway. This should have been done a long time ago. But she's been out there for how long has she been now? Like away, more than 5 months.
6 months. 6 months. This is 6 months. Let's just deal with it.
Yeah.
The rules of the Electoral Commission are clear. It's 3 months. You can't go beyond that.
Exactly. So, they gave her a leeway. For her to stay out for that long. Hey, I'll tell you the truth, man. Welcome, Dr. Danny.
Hola, everybody.
Hello.
Hola. Gracias. I really do need to learn Spanish.
Buenas tardes.
Oh, buenas tardes.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. I was just finishing up my game. Newcastle beating Everton, which is good.
Oh yeah, I saw. That's why I was late. I was watching. I left it when it was 4-1. I just couldn't believe what's going on with Everton. Come on, Everton.
They beat Man United last week.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
No, but Manchester United
is a very good team.
Is Manchester United the team to talk about nowadays? That is the standard of football has purely gone down with Manchester United.
They were away at Old Trafford. Everton is at home
and they were
this
playing
week.
10 men. They were down by 1 man.
Come on now.
And they won.
No, I'm just
Exactly.
saying, like Manchester is not the Manchester that we used to know in terms of the standards have gone down.
Okay, but are you a converted Manchester United fan?
No,
Speak
no,
the
I'm
truth.
just looking at just overall picture of football. I mean, if we look at the best teams in the Premier League those days, that's why they've always been our arch rivals because of that. Because we used to compete number one, number two, number one, number two. You know, so because of that competitiveness, they're no longer. We can put one-on-one with Arsenal now. We easily beat Manchester United hands down.
They are not. They are not in a. I mean, I don't even know why Manchester United is in this discussion. Those are not teams that we're supposed to be. They are not. Who is top of the league? Both in Europe and in England. Let's not talk about teams that
by
are
3
not in
points.
our league.
By 3 points.
Who cares? We are top of the league. Doesn't matter.
We have just covered 1/3 of the league. 1/3. We still have 2/3 to go.
Wait. Let's talk about this in January, February.
Yes.
I'm already booking a ticket to go and receive the cup. Leave us. Okay, let's go back to the topic.
Back to business. But Danny, you found us when we were just talking about Tasila Lungu losing the Chawama seat. I think we've started from the bottom. I think we'll go up like that. Yeah. So, what are your 2 cents on that matter?
No, actually, the parliament or the speaker, who is the head of the parliament, really, she's been very accommodating, in my view. We all have funerals, but there's no indefinite funeral leave where they tell you can stay as long as you buried or whatever. That's when you come back. No, you go and come back. And in this case, the family, Tasila Lungu's family, are contributing to this delay. That's the problem. So if it was just government delay on its own without any complications from the family, I think it was going to be a different story. But her family, actually herself, she has a very big say in what's going on. As a daughter, the father was listening to her very much, and I think up to now, she's the voice of all this complication. If she wanted to solve this problem, Tasila alone would have solved this problem. She would have said, "Hey, let's go, let's take the body home and then bury." But the fact that Tasila is not doing that, so she's contributing to this
mess.
To this delay. So to me, it's a fair game. I think they have been patient long enough.
I mean, sorry, Doc, on that point. You leave your father rotting in a mortuary, and then you come to America and live the good life. I mean, I just don't get it.
Yeah,
they say she's in the US. Yes.
She has left. Yeah.
Oh, she's in the US now?
Yeah, yes. She left South Africa. She's in the US with her husband.
Oh.
There was a cartoon that was showing Esther saying "Tumbi chafina." So because now they are leaving her alone, They started as a group. Now Makebi is back in Zambia. The daughter and their husband, they are left. So with the sister to Lungu.
Oh,
not sister, whatever. But anyway,
that crazy woman.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the thing. But to me, it's a fair thing. Though the opposition, they are looking at it differently. Oh, they've expelled her. They haven't expelled her. They have given her. They have been communicating with her, giving her the conditions that once you bury, or there were 2 conditions actually, whichever comes first. Yeah. So in this case, the parliament is about to go into recess. So There's no way we can continue doing this. We need somebody to represent Chawama. Okay.
Okay. We
Yeah.
got Dr. Chikonka has just joined us. Welcome,
Thank you, thank you.
Chikonka. After a long time.
Yeah, it's been a million years. You guys ran away from me from Bantu Radio, and all I was like, where were you until I found you?
No, Bantu is still up and running. We're just not doing Sundays as regular as we used to. We are here.
Okay. Okay. How are you, my sister? Wakarinda, how are you?
Good. I'm good, bro. I'm wonderful. Wonderful. Top of the
Okay.
league, top of the table. I'm just
Yeah.
out of myself right now.
Yeah, I reached out to Chanda, and then eventually put me back in here. This is a very exciting radio station, actually. A podcast rather. There's a lot of important topics that are discussed. It's unfortunate most people don't really seem to join in, and so they can air their views. I mean, it's an amazing group, and I'm
They'll
glad to be
catch up.
back.
They'll catch up soon. Most
Yes.
people they would like to start showing their faces when it's election time.
Okay,
That's
we'll
when
see
they will
them.
see a lot of people now coming up.
Yeah. We'll see them when they come over. But thank you so much for getting me back in here. I'm very glad.
You're welcome.
Sorry,
So
I'm sorry I'm
we
late.
were
Yeah.
just discussing the issue of Tasila Lungu losing the Chawama seat. What's your take on that one? Is it an unfair decision? I'm hearing circles from the opposition and other sectors saying, president's got a bad heart. Why would he do that? I mean, I don't even know whether it's President HH's decision, really. What's your
No,
take on that one?
well, they always throw every kind of garbage at HH, no matter what happens. Here's the thing: Tasila has been pretty much not non-functional. She was out of that constituency for 6 months or 5 months when she was in the US doing whatever she was doing, delivering babies or something like that. And then now the father's funeral. She's been away from the constituency for a long time. And I think she's really embroiled into so much scandals from the father's actions, including pretty much Lungu family. I think she's contaminated to be relevant to serve honorably. It's just the right thing. In fact, she should have done herself a favor, resign from the whole thing, than being
Yeah.
taken out. I don't know. I think it's a good thing that she's out, but I'm still trying to catch up on this by-elections thing that's going on. I don't know if it's even relevant that we should have a by-election just close to the election year. I'm not sure. But as far as Tasila's action, honestly, she didn't have much of anything to do there in that constituency. That's just a fair statement on me.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I throw in a Kevo just for a minute to everybody? Anybody
Go
can
ahead.
answer this. So my Kevo on this is she came up with this statement, okay? Because she wants to show people that she's a millennial kid, okay? And she says, "Well, I have been running Chawama virtually. Is it possible to run a constituency, miles and miles, oceans and oceans, away using a computer or a telephone virtually? Is there such a thing?"
No,
Nothing.
no,
Anybody
not
can
not
come
not in
in.
Zambia. Maybe other places you can do that. Because how many people really do have access to what you are doing? Except they have WhatsApp. You can't have like group WhatsApp for the whole constituency. It's impossible. That's a big constituency, and I think she should be able to. That's not. It's just a winnable argument to say that she's been running. She's totally absent. I think it's just been run by the office, however they want. But you see, she's not reachable. She's not there. She's not there to debate issues. She's not there to, like, pretty much represent the people
Yeah.
that elected her. It's impossible in Zambia to run it that way. I mean, you can run for a little bit, but not that much longer absence. She's been away for a while. That's just a
To
fact.
be honest, Tasila was running on her dad's name. She wasn't
Yeah.
really a politician. She was just infused there by the dad and all that type of thing. So she wasn't really a typical MP would call a typical MP in Zambia. So I don't think the parliament is gonna. I know someone said they're gonna lose. They've lost a very smart member of parliament. But to me, I've never even heard that debate anyway on the floor myself. I've
Nothing.
never. So to me, she was just one of those. What I don't know, lack of good words. I mean, any proper word is. She was just placed there. She was a what do they call place maker, whatever.
Imposters. She's an
Yeah.
imposter.
So
She was
She
pretty much
was
put there for
okay.
this.
She
Yeah.
was a stooge. She was a stooge. That's the
yeah,
perfect word that I would describe
placeholder. They
her.
call it placeholders in computer science. You
Yeah.
just leave a space there and put something there to represent that. I'll put something here later on. But to be honest, she's not. She wasn't really. For example, when she went to deliver, everyone was asking. She never even. Probably she told the speaker, but every Zambian was wondering, where's Tasila? Where's Tasila? Where's Tasila? And she just reappeared from nowhere with a baby. So that's the thing. So to me, it's all right. Let her go. Let her be expelled or whatever what word they're using. They've expelled her. They've done that. Whatever. To me, let her just go. We're not
She was
missing
there by
anything.
chance,
Yeah.
you know. It was by chance, not by qualification or by She was just given it at a silver plate, given that
Yeah.
Yeah.
position at a silver plate,
Yeah.
and just using the father's name. So it was clear to see that this person, even if she has that position, she
Yeah.
won't be doing it from the heart. Because when you
Yeah.
get into this politics, it's politics of service, certain issues. That's why even the way she's talking at doing something virtually, you cannot operate virtually. There are certain jobs where you physically need to be there. You
Yeah.
physically need to lobby for your people in parliament. Okay. So was she
Yeah.
sitting virtually, attending parliament virtually as well?
I don't know whether they have that allowance,
No,
but
no,
if they
no.
don't, then that's I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't think they have that allowance.
She never did virtual parliament sittings. Where in Zambia? Maybe in the world of I don't know. Maybe in Zamunda, in Wakanda, maybe not in Zambia.
No, I don't think there's that facility to do. They can broadcast. They do record their things, and they have that TV station and all that. But I don't think they allow members of parliament to be sitting in the comfort of their homes,
No.
participating and debating from their comfort of their living rooms. I don't think so. They have to be. They have to be on the floor. I think.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we also Ramunineni showing up all of a sudden for years. I don't know how long he has been out of the game. All of a sudden he was on TV. Of course, his politics haven't changed. He's still the same old Kambwili with all these Bemba parables and the way he talks. I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, I think at least now PF politicians just become comedians. Because certain things that they're saying now are a little bit comical to me. I'm like, are they just people, comedian? And then their politics are not changing. Times are changing. The world is moving at the fastest pace right now, but they're still doing the same old politics. I don't know, gentlemen.
I'll take that
Lady.
one to start with. So, PF, to be honest with you, the way I see it, I just wish they could not just only regroup. Someone else should take the mantle of PF and have a different type of approach towards everything. Not the old PF the way they were doing it. Like you said, their policies have not changed. Their lack of knowledge of anything has not changed. They're just the same people, right? So now, if anybody wants to really like springboard from being, to represent a party, that's a place to start from because they already have people in there. So if they see somebody who can be identified to say this person has a vision of what is pretty much, in fact, you can align with our president's vision, but just say we're going to do it better than to do that to be the way they are. But they have lost their way so many times, so much that they don't even know what they want. And it's disappointing to see that the only political party that was standing is pretty much like in disarray. And what you see is that our party, in our country is essentially going to end up back to one party state. Essentially. And it's just scary to see that, because the party that seemed to must have like had representation is not doing anything. Nobody's going to want them anymore. Eventually, they're going to just either defect to the UPND or otherwise, because independent is not anything that is like lucrative for everybody to want to be into. It's pretty sad. So that's how I see it. I think, like you said, they have lost their way. They don't have a direction. They have no vision. They have no nothing. Literally, they have nothing to offer to counteract with what we are doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead, but Danny.
Yeah, to me, I agree with my doc here, but I cannot add more. I think this is partially due, first of all, to their selfishness. Mao Sampa, I actually blame this on Mao Sampa. Mao Sampa started the downfall in the beginning. When he did that takeover, an illegal takeover, and then he started expelling people and doing all sorts of things. That was the beginning of problems in PF. And then when Luvinda was left as a president, I said this last week, when Luvinda was appointed as president, acting president, when Lungu stepped down, given Luvinda should have also taken the mantle of being a leader of the party, should have united it and bring his own style of ruling, heading the party. But what given Luvinda did, it was just a sleeping president of the party. He never did anything. He never announced any big changes in the central committee. He never dropped some bad eggs. He never did anything. He was just sitting in the background when Lungu gave him all the powers. You are the acting president. Go ahead. But he never did that. So I blame these two people, Mao Sampa and given Luvinda. Now the stage at which the party organizational chart, so to speak, has reached, it is so complex that in medicine they will say stage 4 cancer now. It's now incurable. This is just become just an incurable disease right now. For them right now, the only thing I see here is they're going to split. In some of them, I hear Malukula is joining Calabar. Calabar's party and all this. They are gonna split. Most likely Munduvire is gonna form his own party and stuff like that, so that he's on a ballot, because all of them, the so-called aspiring candidates for PF, as long as Chawinga does not allow them, they cannot be on the ballot.
Yes.
The way the law is, as it stands. So all of them are calling themselves PF aspiring presidential candidates, but they are not. Without the blessing of Chawinga, the Electoral Commission will not allow them to stand, and the courts will not allow them to stand. So I foresee different parties gonna be formed towards the nomination. Nomination date is very, very close. There are very few months to go before parties, give Electoral Commission of Zambia the names of their candidates. So the faster they realize that, the earlier they realize that they need to either talk to Chawinga and reconcile or start forming their own parties. Otherwise, there will be all of them are just talking from nowhere. They will not be able to stand. The law is in behind Chawinga. As long as Chawinga is the one who is registered as the president of PF, there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can. So I don't know what they are talking about. That's why somebody said they might not even be because Chawinga might just say, you know what, I'll just work with the ruling party because they're doing good. I'm not going to stand as PF. So PF might not be on the ballot. Okay, so what happens then? Then that's it. These guys should wake up now and reorganize themselves. But the way I look at it, the meeting they had at the cathedral the other time, they're still very, very much divided. They didn't invite Luvinda, wasn't there. They still have these factions. Though that day they met with Luvinda, remember the other day they met Luvinda, they said they have negotiated, they have talked to Luvinda and all that. But I think the problem is still there. When Luvinda didn't show up at at the cathedral for those that meeting they had. Then I realized there's still a big problem amongst them. So yes, it's a very complex thing, but I think the last thing we want as a country is to go back to the Kaunda era, where we have one very strong party, and the rest of the parties were just in the briefcases. That's not good. We don't want our party to rule the country that way. We need checks and balances. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Vakalinda, over to you.
All right. I mean, I like to agree with everybody else on this panel, but let me depart from what everybody else has been saying and state this. What's going on in the PF? I think it's a fight among egos. So the one with the biggest ego is the one who's going to emerge as the winner, and he's gonna take it all, or she will take it all. How that plays out in the next few months. I mean, I see bloodshed. I see confusion. I see people trying to kill themselves because nobody is thinking about the grassroots. It's all about themselves. Who has the deepest pockets, who can pay cadres 20 kwacha to follow them for any, campaign trips that they have. That's all I see. I mean, it's less than a year. What is it? Can you at least tell us what you're going to do for the country? What are you going to do? What are your policies? Like, what are you going to do different from what, this UPND government or HH is doing? What are you going to give the Zambian people? What are you going to sell? Are you going to sell? Because right now, the only thing that, I mean, if I was voting in Zambian elections, which I wish I would be, can you tell me, what are you going to do for agriculture? What are you going to do for the economy different from what this government is doing? Because all I see right now is a reminiscence of what they were doing when they were in power. Because first of all, they don't respect the law. Why do I say so? Chavinga, who is the legal president of the PF, has clearly stated he doesn't want any meetings at that office, at that building. But what do I see? Mundubile, who is supposed to be a top-notch lawyer, pays people to go over there and have a meeting. Whatever that meeting was talking about is absolutely nothing. It's water. Nothing. Even water is great, And then Chavinga has already endorsed HH for 2026.
Yeah.
Chavinga is not going back because he has realized that if I go back, guess what? They're gonna kill me in there because that part is full of hooligans, and it's a pity that Mao Sampa has not realized this because, like somebody stated, he is the cause. For me, I look at it. I'm sorry, may he so rest in peace. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, another top-notch lawyer, he is the architect of every confusion that's going on in PF.
Wow.
So in a nutshell, for me, I see it's a fight among egos, and whoever has the biggest egos and has the biggest, pockets to buy off supporters, that's who's gonna emerge. And unfortunately, right now, it doesn't look like Ruvinda is gonna do it. And he's just realized it. And
Yeah.
then Makebi, first of all, remember, we just had an endorsement from Chief Mpezeni. He just endorsed HH
Yeah.
this week. And then there are rumors that as of yesterday, Chief, Chief who? The one in Chinsali, what's that? Chichimukulu or Mata. He was trying to mediate between Mundubire and Makebizu
The chiefs,
to run.
the chiefs are definitely behind our government, in the sense that for many, many years, they were just being given lip services by the governments about their palaces. The moment HH came, the real construction started of the palaces. The real construction, actual laying down the bricks and building the palaces put together with the capassos, given motorbikes and this and all that. So it's real, and they've seen it. It's like black and white that this is the government that supports them, other than just telling them things on the lip services about supporting them. Yeah. So yeah, the chiefs are definitely behind the party.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got a new entrant. Is it OQM? If you can just tell us what your names are and where you are broadcasting live from, so that we, welcome you properly here at the Redtagmedia.
See what Oscar.
This is Oscar Mwanza. I'm broadcasting.
Usually comes as Oscar Mwanza. OQM. Who's OQM?
OKM. Oscar Kayawe Mwanza.
Yes, I know those.
Right.
But I'm broadcasting on the highway, so I'll be listening here intermittently because I'm on the road.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, this issue is of the opposition, dwindling into thin air is a problem.
How is everyone? Sorry, I forgot to ask.
We're
all good.
We had big turkey dinners yesterday. Some of us here, we went for this Thanksgiving dinners.
It's Thanksgiving there.
For you guys in Canada,
was it yesterday?
Last year.
In Canada, you have Thanksgiving on Friday.
No, Thanksgiving was Thursday. I mean, for us Americans, it was Thursday. I don't know what the dog is talking about. Are you at the beach? Are you at the beach, dog, having a glass of whiskey? Where are you?
I'm everywhere. So the dinner I had was on Friday. Probably they postponed it for Friday so that we combined everything. But anyway, so in Canada, Thanksgiving was last month.
Last month, yeah. We always have it a month earlier than the US. Yeah.
Otherwise, we're all good here.
Everybody's good. Everybody's fantastic.
It's only okay.
And can I just say, you gentlemen, anyway, no wonder they say that men. You guys are not sentimental. Can you wish me, our host, Vachanda, a happy sweet 16th birthday, please?
A happy what?
Oh, man.
It's not a birthday, is it? Is it your birthday, Wakali?
No, my birthday was
birthday
my birthday passed already. It was on Thursday.
Yeah, give him a belated happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday, my brother.
We did. we didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was. Yeah. We enjoyed it last week. The whole week. I mean, I was just celebrating. So right now, I'm just relaxing now.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
You reach a stage where you stop celebrating birthdays. Birthdays will be scary.
Yeah, you just forget about it. You don't even.
What? I'm now 75. Oh my goodness. I'm now 76. Then now you start birthdays. You don't want to remind yourself of how old.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So let's go. Let's move ahead. So we got. Of course, there was that match that was supposed to happen on Friday, and the proposed march, and of course we saw the president, hold a presser, just try to put everybody in line, in check, and also just to explain, this whole process, the constitution process, for those people that don't really are not following it, and but still we saw that they actually went to the cathedral for church prayers, which was, filled with a lot of PF politicians and the Oasis Forum. And it was just, looking like, well, I don't know what kind of prayers are political. And I've been seeing this for some time now, where we see, most of the church elders getting into politics. Gentlemen, what's your take on the,
Am I a gentleman, virtually?
gentleman and lady?
Yeah. The prayers. I'll start with the. Can I go first?
Go ahead.
About the prayers they had at the cathedral. Is that the main cathedral? They say cathedral of something. Is that?
The Cathedral of the Holy Cross. Yeah, the Cathedral of the Holy Cross.
No, they didn't call it Cathedral of the Holy Cross. They called it Cathedral of something. And I was
No,
wondering
really?
whether it has a different name. Yeah. I wanted even to ask my forum to say
that's another cathedral. It's not the main one. The main one is
it wasn't the main one because
Yeah.
it's called Cathedral of something. It wasn't. Yeah.
Not the one, because I just said the word cathedral automatically took me to the Cathedral of the Holy Cross.
No, it was Cathedral of something.
Wasn't it Cathedral of St. Mary's or whatever it was?
Something like that. I've never heard of it. I think I've been away from the country for many years. But anyway, so those prayers, I was one of my cousins said, "Oh, people have gone for prayers so that the constitutional Bill 7 is withdrawn so that the church can listen." So that we withdrew Then I said, "But do you know that there are also people that are praying right now so that goes through?" So you have two groups there. People who are saying, "Please, let this thing go through so that we have representation." For example, the disabled people, the women, and they are praying so that it goes through so that they get guaranteed representation in parliament. All right. So those are the groups you should also be thinking about. So while you have a group which is saying, "Please, God, withdraw this thing," there are also people that are praying so that God makes it possible for the bill to go through. And I said, "Oh no!" Everybody said, "No, it's not true. This thing it has both sides. There are people that want it to go through and people that don't want to go through." But anyway, the initiative that the president made before that march, because that march definitely with the junkies we have in Lusaka, it was going to be, that's one thing about junkies now. This is a huge problem. We have to solve it, actually. That's one of my last comments that I'm going to make. We should not let this junkie problem in our major cities continue because it is really, really bad. My cousin yesterday was attacked by junkies in Kabwata. So it is becoming something serious, and we really have to address it head on. Otherwise, it's going to be really a problem in the future because every matches these people are having, even the so-called peaceful matches, they are always contaminated by junkies. And when junkies contaminated these peaceful matches, they'll start breaking cars, they'll start doing whatever. So I'm told the stoning of our president in Chingola, basically those were junkie boys who were drunk and stuff. So we really need to tackle this problem. So I think the intelligence wing of what they told probably that this, though the Oasis are saying is going to be a peaceful march, you have these contaminants that are going to join them. You have these boys that will be drunk with stones and everything. They're going to cause problems. There's no way you're going to separate them. If they see people marching in Cairo Road and all that, they will join and start breaking cars. So that's the thing. And it was a good move by the president to actually invite them to the State House. And it looked like, to me, it was, of course, the introduction of the meeting was open to the press, but then they told the press to leave, and it was what do they call it? Youth journalists by coming. What do they call it when it's secretive? So the rest of the meeting was not attended by journalists, but I think they reached an agreement in the sense that when those people came out, they said, "We talked, we agreed, and we hope for the best," or something like that. So I think it was a very good discussion. But it was a very good initiative for the president to call those people to go to State House instead of having. We would have been talking about something else right now in Osaka, with all the junkies around, So it's a good thing that he mitigated the problem before problems happened. They could foresee that this is what's going to happen. Yeah. So
Doc, let me just add on. Let's just to be honest with ourselves. Those junkies would have been, I mean, already in that Oasis Forum, whatever they are calling it, protest, they were elements of people that were going to be paid. The exact amount was 20 kwacha. And this is the amount they were going to pay those junkies to cause havoc, because that's what the PF want.
Yeah.
They want a bloodbath in the country. So let's just, well, but let's just call it what it is. In there.
Yeah. So these junkies are being used by bad elements in our country to cause problems. For every gathering, they will just they buy them to jiri and all that, and then they start causing problems. It's very sad. Yeah.
Very, very sad. Very sad.
So let me ask you a question real quick. Was this really this same religious meeting like massively attended, or was it just like?
It was
I mean,
full
I
of
believe
politicians.
some people are not there. That's just them politicians. What do you call it?
It was opposition
political
leaders.
parties only.
Opposition leaders are the ones that said, okay, if we are not going to march, because they wanted to march with the Oasis.
Okay.
So the opposition leaders we wanted to march with the Oasis group, the forum, whatever, Oasis Forum. But then the president said, no, the Oasis Forum can come and meet me at the State House. So these Patriotic Front and Tonse Alliance people, they remained, on their own. Then they say, oh, what are we going to do? Okay, for us, then we're going to go to They just felt they wanted to sort of cause problems through the Oasis Forum. But the Oasis Forum was separated from them, went to State House, so they remained alone. So what they do, okay, we're going to go to church and pray then.
Okay.
So that was, they were isolated, basically. And so they didn't want just to stop as well. They said, oh, so you wanted to hide in the wings of the forum to march. If you want to do something, you can continue doing what you want to do. But the Oasis Forum that arranged the march have agreed to cancel the march and come to State House. So let's see what you do yourselves. Then they say, oh, okay, for us, then we're gonna go to the cathedral. That's what they did.
Okay.
Otherwise, they were definitely potential problem makers within. And if anything would have happened, they would have blamed the Oasis Forum.
Yes, that's correct. They just wanted to hide in the umbrella.
They would have blamed the UPND government. You see? That's what they would have done, because they knew that, look, if we go to the streets, or people, especially like you're saying, these junkies, where there's confusion, they want to be part of it. I mean, they don't really care about, breaking people's cars, causing violence. I mean, to them, they don't even follow these politics properly. They don't even understand what's happening, really. Just as long as, they've got a little bit of money to buy those to jiri, then you're their best friend, and they will do anything.
Yeah.
And because of, the way the world politics is right now, with all these, protests and all that stuff, they were hoping to bring that kind of thing here. You see, because some of these opposition leaders, when they were protests in Tanzania, all these other countries, they were praying to say, oh, this should also happen in Zambia.
Yeah.
You see?
Were saying that. They were openly saying that.
See, now if they're saying that, and then they say, oh, next week we want to hold a protest, then the intelligence is going to come in and say, oh, no. These people, I think, are trying to cause confusion where there's no confusion. Because it only takes one person just to spark, one little thing, and you can imagine what's going to happen. What would have happened if the UPND cadres also would have gone there? Because at this point, they're a little bit agitated because of what happened in Chingola. Yeah. So the UPND cadres they're on their feet to say, look, if anybody going to come against us or do anything, we'll be there. So now if they had clashed, because obviously there was going to be all these cadres, junkies mixed together, because you never know the PF how they are. Some are cadres, some are junkies. They're all now mixed together.
Yeah.
You know, and then the UPND also go there to say, okay, fine, let's meet. You know, and then there's confusion.
No, it's a good thing that the president. I think the intelligence system is intelligent. The intelligence system did a good job in this case. They mitigated the problem before they could foresee what's going to happen, and that was the best. You isolate the organizers and say, "Okay, organizers, come, let's talk. Let's see the people that wanted to contaminate the whole thing. They were left alone outside, and all they did, they were just, okay, let's go to the cathedral, the whole whatever, and pray. Okay, that's all they did." Because they could not do a march because they didn't have a permit for a march themselves. The people that had the permit were at State House. So what could they do themselves? Nothing other than going to pray. So they were beaten. You know, they were intelligently beaten.
Like always.
Yes.
They're always a step behind, you know, the PF. That's why I'm saying these guys are no. I don't know what's happening to them. Bamwanza,
Yes, sir.
what's your take on this one, sir?
I would say first, doesn't take much to use junkies. It's just to jiri na to chibuku mabotro. That's what these politicians do. But I think the president, whether we're acting on intelligence, did a good job. That if you want to protest, you think you are strong. What about if you find stronger opponent out there? You know, yeah. So like I think Dr. Lesanso said, there's always two sides. Don't assume your side is stronger than the other. And then one thing I like to say, so when you protest, come at State House at the gate, you're gonna leave a petition, right? So somebody has to pick up that petition and read it, and when they want to respond, they'll respond it to who? Yeah, you know, yeah. So which made sense, which means that petition you leave at the gate will still need to be talked about in a round table of some sort. So I think that neutralized these guys. So you protest for what? So that you are heard, and to be heard, you need to
sit down,
and talk. Yeah. The only other comment I have with all these protests and what, I think maybe I'll throw it more to the Oasis and the opposition.
He's lost it.
Is he gone?
Yeah, I think maybe he has gone under the bridge.
Oh,
I'm here. I can hear you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah. Kept quiet for some time.
Yeah. So I was saying, I blame the opposition on this Oasis thing because they all say they are against. What exactly are you opposed to in the Bill 7, right? Itemize issues that you don't like, because one time they are talking about the process. That wasn't inclusive. It didn't have the legal frame around it. The Concord said, no, you can't stop the process. Now they want to protest. So what are the issues? What are the articles in Bill 7 that you don't want? Maybe I think that's what they need to tell us than just saying Bill 7. What exactly?
I had the same question about the same Bill 7. Like I was going to ask this forum, was like, what is it that people are against that that needs to be discussed? Because I mean, the time was given for everybody to submit whatever they did, but all of a sudden, the meeting I had yesterday, the chairperson said yesterday that they would like it to be withdrawn in entire, the whole entire thing, and I'm like, that doesn't seem to make sense to me. You can say, can we negotiate on this? Can we negotiate on that? That's the whole idea of dialogue.
Yes.
But it doesn't seem like they have any reason, even the whole Oasis Forum, or they don't have they don't have a position to stand on to ask for all these changes that they're doing.
And this Madam Katewe started talking about Bill of Rights. So I asked the Concord, one of the Concord judges, I said, don't we have Bill of Rights? He says, yeah, part 3 of the Bill of Rights there is a list of our rights, right, or Bill of Rights. So if they want an enhancement or something, then talk about that. Don't talk as though we don't have Bill of Rights. We have it, but Part 3 of the Constitution has the Bill of Rights. So their issues are all over. So it's like a baby. Yeah.
The main reason, I have a friend of mine who is, we all know him, but he's a PF sympathizer. Though he doesn't want to call himself a PF member, he calls himself PF sympathizer. The main reason why they don't want to mention the actual reasons to state what they don't want is because if they state those reasons, it's going to go against them during the elections, because they can't say, no, we don't want to have special seats for women in parliament, because women are going to say, oh my goodness, you guys don't want to ask to go to have special reserved seats in parliament. If you say disabled people should not have, so disabled people vote against them. Women who vote, youth who vote against them. If you say, no, we don't want the constituencies to have more money, and say, oh my goodness, look, our constituencies doesn't have enough money because of you, because you said, no, don't cut this, don't divide this constituency in two. So if they come out in open like that, they're going to lose votes, they say, because they know that everything that's there, if you start fighting it, you're going to lose the potential voters, because voters want what is in this bill. Politicians don't want what's in this bill because they want to challenge. They suspect that the ruling party is going to benefit out of this bill. So it's a political game other than a citizenry game. Citizens will benefit out of what is in this bill. But politicians, especially the opposition, they think that the ruling party will benefit. So to challenge the ruling party advantages that they'll get out of Bill 7, they're fighting it that way. But they don't know that they're disadvantaging the citizens that are going to benefit out of this if it goes through. So that's why they're very careful. They're not mentioning the issues directly, like, oh, we don't want women, we don't want this, because they're going to lose popularity amongst the potential voters. But
now, this is what I've been hearing. I watched briefly, KBF's interview, and I also watched Kambwili's interview. So what they were saying, especially KBF, he touched on the issue of delimitation. He's saying, delimitation is not ideal and not something that we should, vote for, because the UPND will concentrate on their strongholds to have more MPs, okay? And also, the Zambian coffers or the Zambian government has no money to pay more members of parliament, where the budget is stretched as it is. So why should we, have more people out there, employ more members of parliament? So those were his reasoning, and also Bachimbo also was talking about delimitation and all that stuff, to say it's unnecessary to have to delimitate these constituencies, and especially, because to them they are thinking it will only be done, either in Southern Province, Western Province, the UPND strongholds, but that's not the way it works. I think what's this? Zambia statistics are the ones that actually go out there and know which areas and where to go, and they recommend. Isn't it? They're the ones with the statistics and the ones with the numbers. It's not coming through the UPN government itself to just point to say, oh, let's delimitate this, let's delimitate. No. So those are the two things I've heard from them, from most of the opposition leaders. That's what I've been hearing.
They are afraid of...
Let me ask you a question. On that. I have been thinking about this. Sometimes if you think very critically, it might make some sense to kind of understand that, maybe this delimitation might be an issue. It could be subject to discuss. My question is, when they look at delimitation, are they looking at the population distribution as well? Because there are some places that are just completely rural but large, and then the concentration of people is just in little places. So what are they going to do with places like that compared to people like Mandevu, which is like huge with so much populace, but one MP, and they cannot do that. So I don't know which side of the coin makes sense on that, on the limitation. So I was thinking, maybe it's subject to discuss, but what criteria are they using? Is it population itself for doing this, or is it just size of the constituency itself?
That the most important thing, according to the MP that I speak to, he says both. They're gonna use both, in the sense that the main thing that is gonna what is the population and the services that are required in that constituency. For example, in Ishangombo, for example, there's gonna be less people, but huge constituency whereby the one MP cannot be able to visit every corner of the constituency with his one Land Cruiser in whatever. So it's just impossible to visit every part of the constituency because it's so big. So in that case, the MPs will be 2, and then they can visit every part of the. That's one part. The other one will be, for example, if you have 200,000 people or something like that, you need at least 2 hospitals or 2 clinics. Then in that case, they're gonna base on the services required. So they say it's gonna be both variables, depending on what. For example, some MPs complain that their constituencies, when they go there, they say, "Oh, you have just come because it's election time. We didn't see you the whole year," and something like that. But it's so big that the MP cannot drive to every corner of the constituency. It's just too big. So yes, they'll be considering both population and how they're gonna do it, I don't know, but they're gonna be looking at both variables, not only one variable. The same.
Now, the distribution of money would be the same amount for Mandevu compared to Shangombo, or is it different?
I think when it comes to money, it will be population based.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, population based, because they were saying that in some constituencies, though there will be 2 MPs, the money will not be. There are 2 MPs that will be there will just be for reaching out.
Can somebody please mute themselves? Somebody's playing with the baby. You can just mute yourself.
Oh yeah. So yeah, in terms of
Sorry,
that, for example, 2 constituencies might require 2 MPs, but doesn't mean that they will require $80 million, 80 million kwacha. They will still require only 40 million because of the population, but they will require 2 MPs to reach out to the people. But you might have 1 MP in Chawama, but you require more money or something like that. So that's the way they're going to look at it, and it happens in the US. They do that actually. It's for what do they call them? What, electoral votes? The political thing. But yeah,
we call it gerrymandering here.
Yes. Whatever that means.
So what's your 2 cents on this, Magalinda? Tell us what's your 2 cents.
Here's my 2 cents on this. I mean, from my understanding, what are you calling it again? God, that word. Or
delimitation?
Delimitation, yeah. So this is supposed to, it's clearly stated in our constitution, and the public office that's in charge of this, it's the Electoral Commission of Zambia. So the constitution clearly states that we are supposed to be, going through this delimitation process every other 5 or 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Because the population of Zambia is growing.
Yeah.
And some areas are just vast. So, I mean, take a look at what constitution is that? That's in the Kafue National Park. It spans all the way from, almost Kafue. It goes all the way almost to Western Province. And the populations in those areas is growing. And then not only is it growing, the roads are impassable. So how does that the one MP cover that? For instance, so that's why this process is required and it's enshrined in our constitution. I don't know why people are going crazy. I mean, the constitution is there, right there. I mean, the problem with ourselves is that we don't read. We have no culture of reading. To understand, we read to just get one point and then take it to the bank. And this is what the opposition is doing. And they know for sure that Zambians don't read. So they are just going to buy their one little point that they're going to sell out there. You know, I mean, everyone knows. I mean, for instance, KBF is a lawyer. So, I mean, you know, okay, the lawyer has spoken. So I should listen to that instead of reading for yourself so you understand what the matters are, you know, at hand are. So that's where I come from.
And
So
there's one thing
go
that,
ahead.
sorry for interrupting. There's
As
one thing that
always, as
people
always,
don't.
nosy has, as always, nosy husbands. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. There's one thing that we don't understand as citizens, some of us, is that delimitation, we take it that is subdividing a constituency in two. That's what most people think. Delimitation means you're going to balance the sizes. For example, we will say, okay, this part of the former Chan constituency now should belong to this because the population here is what. So you balance things. The borders will somehow shift. Okay, so some constituencies which were so small, they will capture a little bit of what. So it's not that you're going to go to this constituency and divide into this constituency and divide into. No, we are balancing the sizes of constituencies in terms of human population and resources that are needed in there. So the boundaries of these constituencies, some of them will change to incorporate some former, this will belong here, this one now belongs to this, so that you balance in terms of population and needs of that new constituents now. So that's the way it's gonna, but most of us think that they'll just be dividing the constituencies into, oh, it's Chawama, divide by two MPs in Chawama now. Oh, this divide by two. No, it's not gonna be like that. You're gonna be looking at the population, the size, the population, and then make two new or three new constituencies within that area. That's the way it's gonna be. Okay, so that's the in the nutshell. And by the way, those people that are saying we have no money to pay for MPs and stuff like that, the Zambia, in the whole sub-Saharan region in terms of population and all that, we are the least country with the least amount of MPs. Malawi has 230 MPs, but it's a fraction of our country. So in terms of that's why we have to invest money in paying our politicians that make laws for us. It's a price we have to pay, just like any other service we offer to our citizens. All right.
Okay, so I think I'm just checking here on the ECZ Electoral Commission Act here. So it's saying
Read it out, Rachidufia. Read it out.
Why delimitation happens? Okay, one, it's done most importantly to reflect population changes.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when in urban areas there's a growth, people will go there, they'll study, and they will ensure that there's an equal number of voters per constituency. Okay, yeah. And also to improve service delivery. So all those things, I think, it's not a bad thing as the opposition is trying to put it, because if it's basing it on population change,
yeah,
other than the narrative they're trying to to bring in to say, oh no, we're looking at just how big it is. No, it's population change. You see, because people were maybe 5,000 people in one constituency 10 years ago. They cannot always be 5,000. They're going to be more than that. So how are we going to improve service delivery since now we've got a larger number of people in the constituency? So this is why it happens. So and I can go on and on. There's so many population, then geographic and all that stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's a good thing. I know, you know, but Konka asked the question, an important question. But I think if we just go and read the ACZ Act, it will actually explain it, and we'll be able to at least know exactly, you know, why it's done, you know. And but you know how politicians are, they always want to look at things at a different angle that's going to look like a negative, and parrot that narrative to, you know, the people of Zambia, so that they confuse them. You know, they start looking and say, I think it's not a good thing, you know. And you know, because some people, when they go on TV, they will keep on saying the same thing over and over and over. People start thinking that maybe what they're saying is the truth, you know, or maybe what they're saying makes sense, you know. But no. Just go and read it, and that's it, and we all know, and we all understand it, you know. But I think even our members of parliament, even the ECZ themselves, they should do some sort of, you know, an educational tour to explain these things, you know, to the people of Zambia. So until, you know, they go there and tell them, like, this is the reason, these are the reasons, and this is why this happens. And that's it. And people won't have questions like that, and people won't be misled.
I've seen that program today on TV.
Oh yeah, they started.
Yeah.
That's good.
Joseph from Sanja was on TV explaining that today in Tonga. In Tonga.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. TV1 was live. Musanje was there explaining these things today. What is in the bill and what is it for in Tonga? I said, wow. My friend is very fluent in Tonga, man. I said, what? This guy like is, yeah. So yeah, they're doing that now. The TV, I know ZNBC are doing that. Special, you know, they at first ZNBC was just broadcasting Radio 1 and in various languages, but now TV1 broadcasts live images with someone standing. You know, you see them when they're talking in their Lozi, Nyanja, Tonga, explaining this now, which is very good. It's moved from radio to TV too. Which is good.
Yeah, which is good. And ZNBC is in every corner of Zambia. So
yeah,
everybody won't lie to say, you know, we didn't know, we didn't hear about this. Yeah. You know, people be like, no. You know.
Yeah. And so, but you see where we go wrong on that kind of things is like, you know, we are trying to explain these things so late when people's emotions are already hyped up. They could have been doing these things a whole long time ago on radio and TV, so that the people know that this is what this means, this is where we are going. So that when they come into talking about this, we already know about this. This is the right thing or a wrong thing or whatever. But they wait until people's emotions are all up and then go and explain. So only a few people will listen, because people will only pick what they want to hear. So, but that's another thing that we miss in our country's communication.
The president is always saying that. President is always telling them, ZNBC, you guys go and report, say this to the people now. But it's like he's on his own. It's like he's on. He always. I remember HH saying that every time. Please explain these things, media. You guys, what are that? Explain these things to the people so that people understand these things. But I don't know. Yeah, that's a good point. It's very. We need to be proactive. And not reactive to some of these problems.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so I think we're gonna tap into the last one, which was the first one, which these two actually they sort of relate to each other. You know, the president's presser. I mean, he tapped on into a lot of things. It tackled and talked about so many things, and I think I caught on one or two key major things that are going to be happening. You know, he talked about the introduction or the investment of 2 megawatts of solar in each and every constituency across Zambia. So this is going to be a deliberate move, and it's going to be run by the councils. So meaning that the councils, because some of these constituencies don't even need 2 megawatts. So some will just need less than that, maybe one for max, and then the other they will sell it to Zesco and supply it to Zesco and get some money. So now it's an investment and it's a revenue. So I caught that. I was like, oh, this is good. At least the council will no longer claim to say we're broke, we don't have money, we don't have money to pay our workers and stuff like that. Hopefully that's going to change. Lady, gentlemen, what do you guys think about the press? What was your take on that? What are your key takes, on the espresso? Brakalinda, ladies first.
I'll let the gentleman speak first. I'm at work, so
Oh,
doing something
okay.
here for work. Yeah, I'll let him speak first.
Watch Conker.
Okay, so I'll take it. It was a good presser, no question about it. And I think a lot of good revelations and that were put out there, and that is a major movement of economic strength. Actually, putting all those power stations in every constituency and letting the council run it is, I'm not sure. Councils have really been ineffective for a long time. I
I
have
know.
problems that they might
I
have
hear
to
you.
hire. Yeah, they might have to hire like experts to help
Yeah,
them do this stuff. Because just
yeah,
letting them run that, they just have
uh-huh,
not been ever
yeah,
effective,
yeah.
to be honest with you. So it worries me to see that they're going to let it to the council to run.
Mm.
Anyway, it's a work in progress, progress. So I think so. We want to see. It's a good idea. It's a great
Mm.
idea because the councils will
Mm.
never say they are broke anymore. But
Mm.
knowing how they run the councils,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I still have a problem with that. I think they should have given it to private sectors instead of doing that.
Mm. Mm. Okay, okay. What other things did you catch on there? What other?
Well, the other thing
Uh,
that I caught on is the idea of the emotional um, uh, expression that the president had put on about all these things that they keep rejecting. But I think he addressed things very, very well. And some
mm.
people say that he took it too personal and he was basically whining.
Mm.
That's what they were saying. He was
No.
whining about how he's being treated and how they think that
Mm.
like he's a public figure, so he's supposed to be criticized and all that kind of stuff. And I
Mm.
going after that, I saw Frank Mtivila's uh, something he had sent in the secular, whatever
Mm.
social media
What did
stuff.
he write? He wrote something.
He wrote
He wrote,
something.
he wrote
He
something
wrote
about people hating him as a journalist as well.
Yes, he said
Oh.
as a public figure, and he kind of was basically on the fence and advising the president that you don't take it personal because it's your job, you're a public figure, so people are going to say things, and can just pick yourself up and rule the right way. However,
Mm.
when people are complaining, especially about this Bill 7,
Mm.
it's good to hear. There's a reason why people are
Mm.
complaining about it and how to go about it, but instead of just pushing and pushing until people just accept what it is. So somehow
Mm.
I didn't know where Frank was standing, to be honest with you, in that letter. But I saw
Mm.
that I think from how the president had explained things to people and how he had put the whole um, presser somewhat to respond and experience and even to respond to the questions that the journalists were asking. I think that was very tactical, and it seemed like he was very intelligent in how he answered. That's one thing that we should be very proud of, to be honest with you. Let me say this is no, not just because it's my tribesmate, but however, I think we have a very, very thoughtful and very intelligent president. No question about it. Compared to what we have had, the guy can process things nicely and articulate issues and really deliver them based on how they are asked.
Yeah.
We should be very proud of that. We have never had that kind of a thing. I don't think Lungo could ever even get closer. A lot of these
No,
people
no,
just
no,
in the start
no.
and them they just didn't have that. So I mean
In the
I think it
yeah,
was a good press start to begin with.
pressure. Yeah. In the meantime, before what Danny, you come in, we would like to welcome Philip Msonda all the way from Rapla province. I don't know whether he's in Mansa, whether he's in Istanbul. He's all over Rapla province. He's a Staunja UPND member. and he hopefully can give us an insight on what's on the ground, how people are feeling. And of course, we've discussed a few things, Philip. We've talked about the president's, oppressor. We've talked about the Kambwili. We've talked about Tasila Lungu losing. So you can take your pick. We've discussed all the topics. So just take your pick on which one you want to contribute, and so that we go from there.
Greetings, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Thank you.
evening. Good evening.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to be on this meeting. I think I've been missing these meetings. I think it's a lot of things I've been going through a lot, but thank God today we are together. And right now I am in Rwansha, and tomorrow morning 05 I'll be in Rwapula. I just want to go to Kasama, then I'll come back to Chifunabuli there. Chifunabuli, I think by next week, that's when I'll be there. Allow me to contribute on the topic at hand, the issue of our president. We are having a man in State House. I think this man is equal to the task. I've seen people who can be easily drifted away from the right position to the wrong position, but not President Hakainde Hichilema, because every move that he makes, it's well calculated. It's well calculated. Even when you are discussing with him, he calculates things. He thinks to the angle that no mere person can see to it. If it is important, he just call a spade a spade. If not, if it's very bueno, it's more like he is the advisor and he knows better. So I'm not doubting this man is equal to the task, and personally, I'm very much proud to support a leader like President Hakainde Hichilema, because if it helps even the people who are praising, at least to have that morale. When you are talking about something, let me just talk about the bill that has come. If they are for not only political, not political party, but Zambia at large. HH and UPND, this party is not going to live forever. Another political party will come, but the constitution will remain. That's why if those good things should stay. Now, because of political greediness, they've come to understand when good things are coming, just because it is not of their own who brought that things, they need to put it down. And Mwalasango Kobati, the way they are fighting without even giving reason. The reason why they don't want Bill 7 to go through. They are not giving good reasons. All they are contributing is sorry to say that. More there is quite a hatred nomba na tuchikanye pantu natireta fie. Because it's this one who has brought this good thing, so let's put it down. The church was there when Edgar Lungu was the president. When that bill came, everybody was silent. Even the reverends, the bishops, they were silent. Not until that bill failed in parliament. Now, because the HH is not of their own, I don't like him. Everything that comes within the regime of President Hakainde Hichilema, they don't like it. They don't want anything from him. And we can even, when Kaunda was the president, he amended the constitution. Chiruba amended the constitution. Mwanawasa amended the constitution. Even Lupia Banda, in that is small, he also amended the constitution. Now, even Edgar Lungu, 2 months before going to election, he amended the constitution. Now, what happened when this good constitution that has if it remove ya fisuma to benefit ama Zambians now kwanta uwaleta tabare mfuaya kufishimia take for instance njingira pa topic yaba nani kane ba Tasila Lungu if ba trainer rifai ba trainer rifai city yakwe ngachakutira ali if Tasila Lungu if this bill 7 was in constitution already ngabala ndefo kwati ba PF gather find a member of parliament who's going to represent Chawama if there under bill 7 each we know the government should not spend a lot of money on the issue of what these bills, this constitution.
Yep.
So apapali Ririashi, do you want to contribute there?
No, I'm just agreeing with you that it's instead of us having right now, we're going to have a by-election, which was people are saying cost 30 million kwacha on average.
Yes, we need to have by-election. Aaron Squashara Fiapanon, we are going to general election. Now, this bill 7, taire sumini sharp, kuchefia ko expensive, political party kupirafati, give us a member of parliament.
An alternative, yeah.
Yes. Give us an alternative. At least basala muramu in political party. Tamuri ama drama yonse government ya ingiramu. Now they don't want this constitution because the one who is governing the nation they don't like him. And the mwalesa sangokobati na ba Tasila Lungu na ukisala kulanda yo kali ambo kunkonkama. Who is Tasila Lungu? Because the equal to President Akainde Hichilema ni the late President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. An MP, a mayor, a councillor is not equal to the president. And the president cannot fight an individual. It is impossible. Once one president fights even in the organization, that organization cannot stand. And the President Akainde Hichilema has been good to these people. They've stolen money, I'm telling you. They've stolen money. Even this drama that has been, we've been seeing all over the country. It is being financed, well funded. Now, they don't want this person. They can do whatever they want. Kutibalanda, kutibainya, even the organization, non-government organization, President Akainde Hichilema. But thank God, our president can stand for the right thing, as long as it is not benefiting the political party. You know, if former kadas, former Valeuma, but to Shinshinti Shafi Kumuntu guys, don't do this. Don't do this because ngamwachitefya abantu bakesa monokutira awo monenika indefya chita nangu imo baneni don't protest. You know how he solved the issue of protest. He called for dialogue. If it's the point tungurushia mano, a leader with wisdom quit a dialogue. Now they were not. They did not see that the president is going to go for a dialogue. All they saw it because once they call for a peaceful protest, they would have started throwing stones. If you now president Akainde Hichilema is more like Solomon, who is a now let's go for dialogue. Once they go for dialogue, no one is going to go for a protest. And if you because if you we don't need the protest, we need the dialogue. Where at least non-government organization, if you cannot just go Bill 7 to go down, whilst you are not giving the tangible reasons. Then upon a Sena Pubakalamba, this Pawila Fenincherwa, Munjerere.
Okay. Yeah, be brief.
Okay. It actually Chimba Kambwili concerning the issue of Mr. Chimba Kambwili. Balando Kova Tinsoka Insoka Nangu Winga Fire to Ipusushe. Uti Aksuma, that's the way Kambwili is. Kambwili, in most cases, Badi Muafasana Kuriva President Akainde Hichilema. Mumashiwi na mumano. Now, is the kind of a person the one who doesn't want to take advice always alarufyanya. So Bakambwili tribalism. It's more like tribalism gives him a lot of money. They fund him, so he cannot stop talking about it. So if you balelanda, those are my politician abakale abarerwira fya bashishwe nefu barechita because their chance is gone. Nangu kulwa kwine uruburinga murete nangu murete ya bola abakale abalete ya sana balashira kwa bayiche bakuta bayisa kuna blood isuma then bafwe chalo then concerning nefe into firenda. Otherwise, we are in safe hands. In short, tule tungurwa no muntu uishivyo kotulea. Apeti shereko fia, we are having the only problem is electricity and the if you have to balaikala shani kubalance economy no wikashi because we don't know it. We are not used. Economy Zambia is doing very fine, but the livelihood if you have to balaikala tafiri ringa nefe economy ya Zambia irenda. So we need to balance on that. Parefo ekofie screw ili tunturu sana apa koba twaishi bopo tuendera ero twala isho twala and otherwise vintu vivili ya malaiti neri ya kubalance if you abantu benge kala the way we can cope with how the economy is moving. Akufafia apapene no one can challenge president againde ichirema. Thank you very much. That's my contribution.
No, thank you. Okay, yeah, that's a good contribution. Thank you, Philip Wesu, and we appreciate you contributing, especially coming from the grassroots in Ruapula province and everywhere. So, gentlemen, I think we're coming to the close of the show. Just our last remarks. Maybe we start with you, Vakalinda, to close off. I know tomorrow we got big games tomorrow. We got big games tomorrow. So, what are your closing remarks, your last remarks? And of course, Dr. Ike can come in as well, tell us your last remarks. And then Philip and that order. Thank you, gentlemen. Go ahead, Vakalinda.
I'm not even going to lie to you. There's no Bantu TV tomorrow because the biggest game of our life is on. Anyway, North London forever. Whatever the word. Anyway, I mean, for me, really, on the case of Mr. Kambwili needs to be prosecuted again. This time, throw away the key. I mean, I don't care. At this point, I mean, he had a case. I mean, look at this because he's making justice a mockery. He had a case when Thursday. He was on a live TV show on Wednesday saying, "Oh, I'm back, I'm healthy, blah 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 blah," and then he had a case the next day. What did we hear? He was rushed to the hospital. Come on, people. Yeah, isn't that that's just abusing our justice system. So he has not changed. He is a snake or is a snake. This time around, when he's in prison and when he's asking for help from those voice notes he was making, nobody should not even forward those messages to the president. The problem with our president, like I've always said, he's an elder. He's an elder. Christianity is too much in his head. That's his problem, and that's his weakness. He feels sorry for these people when he hears these messages from so-called prison. This time, when he's arrested, throw away the key. Throw away the key, because the politics of tribalism, they are long gone, and we do not want to revisit those days. That's my message on Kambwili. So if somebody needs to sue him based on his new statements and they need help paying for a lawyer, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to open my purse. And I know a lot of people who can also. So on that one, I mean, for me, really, I do not want to support politicians who are out there on a tribal issue. Because for me, it becomes it becomes personal. Because I always look at my own family. I've got brothers who are Mlengas. I've got, brothers, who are Lozes. I've nephews who are Tumbukas, and I mean, my tribe in Zambia is everybody, because I can guarantee, even you, Bachufi, I don't think when you look at your own family, you all come from Northern Province. You know,
Oh,
we have intermarriage. We are intermarriages. Come
no,
on now,
no, we're
Bakambwe,
not,
even you
man.
yourself.
We got
Yeah,
Piri, we got
yeah,
man, we got oh man. It's a
yeah.
big
Come
sport.
on now.
There's
Yeah,
no
come on now.
single brother or sister of mine who is married to a Lozi man.
There you go. There you go.
We are all married. Our
Hmm.
wives, our other, all from different tribes,
Mm,
not
Hmm.
our own. So
mm,
And then
that's
you have the Kambwili talk like that. Yeah?
mm.
Come on now. For me, really, it comes personal. But anyway, that's all I have to say on Kambwili. I
Mm.
mean, reach out to me if you need a lawyer and you want to sue Kambwili for his tribal remarks. I'm right there with you.
You heard it for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody's ready to put up the money. Oh man.
Yes,
Kambwili.
yes.
You saw Kambwili he came out of jail with a arm sling. You know, we call it sling.
Mm.
Eh? With the left hand, he wrapped in that bandage.
Tute, attitude tute.
Hey, the following day, he was on radio
Uh,
KDN.
uh,
Even doing the hand had healed miraculously. The hand was no longer painful.
oh man. I wonder why they used to,
Kambwili.
I wonder why they used to call it tute. Was it made out of tute?
No, it's just white in color, Kabidi.
Oh, okay.
It's plaster of Paris. It's
Plaster of Paris, yes.
calcium. Feel lime.
Ah, anyway, yeah. So your last remarks, Doc. Tomorrow we got huge games. Don't forget. Tomorrow we got big game.
Munga media by Chelsea. Chelsea is
30.
beating you.
Not Chelsea.
I'm with Chelsea. Anyway,
Mhm.
for me, my last remarks basically is just to say our countries, as my brother who is on the road there has mentioned, I think we are very lucky to have a president like HH right now. Look where he has brought the country from the dungeon, from the negative growth to where it is, where now people are giving an example of Zambia, how to handle the economy in a very different way. So really, this is a very good thing for the country to have a leader like him, who is very, very focused and very disciplined, very disciplined. For the whole term we have, he has ruled. We have never seen a minister with bags of money giving out people talking about nothing. We don't even have a single name where we can say, oh, that guy stole, look at what he has built, look at how many houses he has built in Chamba Valley. We don't have such a single politician who has done that. So he's disciplining his ministers, he's disciplining his civil servants and all that. It's so good. It's a refresher, it's a breather of fresh air, really.
Fresh of breath there.
Yeah, to see that our government now is in good hands. And only opposition are not seeing this. They are not seeing this. From negative growth of economy, now we are almost 6-7% growth rate. Very, very good, And now we are being classified as not seriously indebted country or something like that, whatever that term means. But because now we can pay money, we can pay off debt and still remain with money, some pocket money in our coffers. So which is very good, So it's kudos to our president. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, fantastic. Dr. Chikonka.
Yes, I would definitely second my colleagues that have just talked about this. I'm primarily very thankful for the gentleman who's on the road in Kasama. In this Luapula, whatever it's Rwansha rather. Right? He just said a lot of good things here. It is true about that build 7. The idea of that there's so many good things, and then like he says, that the political parties will come and go. Like MMD was here, they left. PF is here, they are gone. Now UPN, but the fact that it's they're doing they're writing this constitution, that those things will remain, and the good things that are there will continue being there regardless. For the good of the people. But people don't see it that way. And it is true that most people that are actually fighting this are just seeing it because it's coming from someone, and they would rather it down because of that.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
true. I mean, we can pretend all we want. The fact is, a lot of people that are fighting this or Bill 7, they really don't have any other alternatives.
Mm.
But the whole reason, or even answers that why they are fighting it, they're just fighting it because it's being tabled by the person that they dislike, and there's no other way around it that anybody can actually read it. Now, on the issue of Kambwili, Kambwili is do they call him a chancer or somebody an opportunist? That's what they call him, right? Opportunist. Somebody who stands out there and he wants to seem relevant, so relevant like than anybody else, just because he can speak that deep Bemba that I cannot speak. And he wants to try and bully everybody else to come along so that they can actually be part of his support group in order to ascend into PF presidency. It's not going to happen. He doesn't have the people. And I think people already kind of know who he is. So it's really, I think it's like they say that an empty drum, it makes a lot more noise than anything else. That's part of what I would think of him. I think he's an irrelevant politician. I think he'll continue being that way for the longest time. Hopefully, it's not going to be too long before he can just completely stop even being part of the politics. But that's about all I can say.
Okay. Nice contributions, gentlemen. So, with me, my last point is I want to really talk about the church. I know it might be a very controversial topic, but I mean it's something that's in public domain. I've come to notice that a lot of clergies are involving themselves in politics. Now, have Zambia lost its, moral compass, where, church has changed to be a political, party or political meeting? When we go to church, those days, you want to go to church for salvation. You want to go to church to listen to, the good news. Nowadays, it's all about politics. And most of these clergy, people, not all of them, but most of them now that we see, and they're easily going even on TV, publishing their, stance on politics and stuff like that. To me, I think they are just, adding salt to the wound. Already people, they're divided now. We got politicians that would want to take advantage of that stance. And, we have a leader, who's a deacon in church. Why not support somebody who's, close to what you believe in? Okay. But the only problem is this: the time that these things were happening, like bad things, the gassing, the shooting, every bad thing that was happening in the Patriotic Front era, the church was quiet. The church was quiet. So you gotta ask yourself, like, why didn't they raise their voices like the way they're raising their voices now?
They were given high access.
Okay. Why are they, now all of a sudden agitated, they're up in arms against the current government? But when the West, like even, when they disbanded that Ministry of Religious Affairs, I didn't even feel bad. And I don't believe there's any Zambian person who felt bad, because really that ministry didn't do anything. It never helped anybody. It didn't do any humanitarian work. It did not stand up for, the less fortunate, the abused, people who have been gassed or killed. That lady, I'm so much, I think it's Msumali, whatever her name was, she was just quiet. She couldn't even stand up to say, oh, this is not right, this is not good. I mean, that's the reason why those things ministries are built or formed. But if the ministry is not doing all those things, aside from just talking politics, then I start questioning myself. Same thing with some of these churches. You go to church, you want to listen about something, that's going to, you obviously you came from home, maybe you had a bad day, maybe you let me go to church, listen to my preacher for some good news. Then when you reach there, all you hear is politics. The whole day, they're just preaching about politics. What's the whole point of going to church then? So that was just going to be my take on it, and it's something to think about and talk about maybe at a later stage. Maybe we can invite some clergy one day here, just to hear from their side of the story. But this is not what we know them for. We want them to do what we're known for. Okay, and thank you, gentlemen. I think Wakalinda dropped off. I think she's still at work. Unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about, I think we might call it a day.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. We'll be here.
Definitely next week we'll be here. Yeah, we're obviously gonna have more topics. Let's just continue communicating during the week on our group. And if there's anything exciting that you feel want to discuss on a Saturday, you just say, "Oh, I think this is the topic you can add."
No
Perfect.
problem.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you, gentlemen.
Thank-
Have yourself the rest of your lovely weekend. Goodbye. Have a good
Bye.
night. God bless.